G'day guys, it's Jeb here and I am back for another episode of Adventure Ready here at Adelaide RV, and today we're going to be running you through all the different ensuite and bathroom configurations that we have available in our Supreme and Leader Caravans. So if you've got yourself a new caravan on order, or if you're looking to upgrade sometime into the future, follow me as I talk you through each and every one of the bathrooms that we have on offer here at Adelaide RV and the differences to every one of them. Okay, so before we kick off, I think it's really important to say that each bathroom layout, each bathroom design is layout dependent. So there may be a bathroom that I show you through today that you may say, hey, I absolutely love that bathroom, but depending on the size and configuration of the van that you have chosen, it may or may not be applicable. Today is around showing you each individual design and what can be done and what can be achieved, but just keep in mind, you need to chat to the dealership coordinators and the team down at Adelaide RV to ensure that this particular bathroom layout that you may desire is actually achievable inside of your layout. So now we've got that out of the road, we've got the T's and C's done, I'll start off by showing you through our first ensuite in a couples van, and this is E1. Now if you have a look at your little model code, you'll see at Supreme and Leader Caravans, the start of the model code is the size of the caravan. It then goes into either an R or a C. Now what that stands for is either a rear door or a center door. It then goes into a K, so the letter K, and then it will have a number after that. That is dependent on what side the kitchen is on. And after that, we have an E, and that's what we're talking about today. So the E is what ensuite design we are looking at. And we're going to start off in ensuite number 1, so E1. And our 20-foot classic tourer, the E1, is the standard ensuite layout inside of this particular model. It is our most popular couple or two-berth caravan that we have on offer here at Adelaide RV. So we'll start off here, and then I'll work through E2, E3, etc., and run you through all of the differences. So let's get started. Okay, so kicking us off, we are in ensuite number 1, or E1, and we'll see E1 is a full ensuite. That is a separate shower and separate toilet. Now, when we say full ensuite, we mean the shower is on one side and the bathroom is on the other side. This particular E1 model is fitted with a top load washing machine. So you'll see in behind me here, you have this very large pantry with storage up above it, and we put the top load washing machine inside of this one. And we have our hot water system underneath at the bottom, okay? So the hot water system accessible from the outside. The washing machine then sits on top of that inside of the cupboard. And then from there, we have some additional storage up the top. You have your full mirror and your hand basin there as well. But this is the E1 design. So again, the most popular design inside of the 20-foot couples version. Separate shower, separate toilet. And for a lot of you out there, this will be the bathroom design that you have. A whole heap of storage. And it's just a tried and tested layout that continues to work time and time again. We'll move you through to E2 now. And the E2 ensuite is exactly the same as the E1. The only difference is the washing machine turns into a front-loading washing machine as opposed to a top. Moving on to ensuite number 2, and we're inside one of our executive caravans here, which is fitted with ensuite number 2. Now, as I said, the only difference in ensuite 1 and ensuite 2 is the front load washing machine. So you will see we fitted the front load washing machine here by Kamek. This is a 4 kilo front loader. It is still sitting above the hot water system, okay, so it's elevated up off the ground. You do have a slightly bigger storage facility here when you do fit the front load machine. So advantages to the front load washing machine, you have a little bit more storage inside of this cabinet up above. Disadvantages to the front load machine, it is about 25 kilos heavier, okay? So it is significantly heavier than the top load washing machine, okay? So one thing to consider, if you are weight conscious, these babies are quite a little bit heavier in the E2 layout. Now, just to try and confuse you guys a little bit more, I'm going to talk about the differences in this layout, whether it's a rear door caravan or a center door caravan. So whether the door's at the back or the door's at the front of the wheels will depend on where the storage cupboard is. Now, this particular van that I'm in at the moment has a center door, meaning the door is in front of the wheels. Now, what that gives us is a rear bathroom and the ability to be able to have a nice pantry here in the bathroom. So you'll see here, we have a beautiful big 3-door pantry or cupboard here inside of the ensuite. Now, when we go to a rear door caravan, that same space is actually the cupboard as you enter into the caravan. So you'll see here as we walk into this particular rear door caravan with an ensuite too, that same space is taken up in the entry with this big, beautiful 4-door food pantry. So again, when you're deciding whether you want a rear door or a front door, you're either going to have this same amount of space in storage down the back for your pantry in your ensuite, or you're going to have it right at the door for food and the like. Alrighty, moving on to ensuite number 3, or E3, and this is our ensuite that is fitted in all of our smaller vans. So for those of you that are wanting a smaller length caravan, but you're still wanting the luxury of the separate shower and separate toilet, we offer the E3 layout. Now this layout is not standard with a washing machine. So you'll see we've lost the entire pantry here at the rear. So we just have the bench going all the way across with our vanity sitting here as well. Everything on the shower side remains the same. We have our mirror, we have our basin. We just do not have the washing machine cavity. Now the hot water system in these E3 ensuites are now put at the front of the caravan. So from a layout perspective, you will lose some storage in your front tunnel boot because the hot water system is now underneath the wardrobe in the front driver's side of the caravan, as opposed to in the last 2 larger versions, it being fitted here down towards the rear. Now again, advantage of the hot water system being at the rear in the E1 and E2 layout is you haven't got as far for the hot water to go to get to the shower. In the E3 layout, the hot water system has to be at the front of the caravan because we simply don't have the room back here, meaning that it's going to take a little bit longer for the hot water to get back and reach the shower. So consider that when you're looking at whether or not you want a smaller, say 17'6" or 18' single axle caravan, or whether you go to the 20-footer. One of the biggest reasons that we sell more 20-foot caravans than any of the other layouts in the couples version is because of exactly that. The E1 and E2 ensuite that we've just shown you gives greater flexibility with the washing machine and location of the hot water system. Simply because it is a larger caravan, we can have a larger ensuite. But the single axle vans are, again, still very, very popular. And for those of you that want a separate shower, separate toilet in a smaller van, this E3 is very, very popular. So the E3 layout is basically up to anything up to, say, 18'6", 19 foot in length. Okay, so all of our single axles, so 17, 17.5, 18, 18.5 feet in the size of the caravan. And then as soon as we start going 19'6" tandem axle and above, so 19'6", 20, 21'6", etc., that's when we can have our larger ensuites that we've just gone through. So inside of the E3 layout, it does not come standard with a washing machine. However, you can option it in when you're talking to the team down here at Adelaide RV. So if you do want to option it in, we can fit the rear mounted wall or the wall mounted washing machines on the rear of this ensuite layout number 3. So again, you still get the luxury of separate shower, separate toilet with your little wall mount washing machine here on the back. All right, so moving on from E3, we now move into E4. Now, an E4 layout is available in both our 2-berth vans, so our couple vans in the small little 14.5 footer, and then it's also in our family vans. This particular one is in a 19'6" family van. Now again, the combo shower toilet people aren't a massive fan of it, but I'm going to share with you a couple of little benefits of having the combo shower toilet. We can get a bunk van in that smaller 19'6" layout, but we also get a whole heap of room here. As you can see, I'm about to show you in the next video of the E5 layout how tight it is down the rear of the van, but here in the E4 I have a whole heap of room. So traditionally you'll be showering in here, jumping out, pulling the curtain across. Okay, there's a curtain that goes across here, and then drying yourself and getting changed here in the back corner of the caravan. Because it's a combo shower toilet, it's tucked away in the back corner of the caravan, opening up this space and giving a nice spacious feel inside of the caravan. So as I show you in it, not a great deal of storage in a combo shower toilet. You'll see you've got your Thetford toilet there on the back wall, a small little hand basin, and then your shower head. So again, this is for somebody that isn't necessarily wanting, you know, a full ensuite shower and toilet. For people that it's more important for them to have more space in the living area and the sleeping area than the bathroom. People that choose this layout say to me that, Jeb, we don't spend a whole heap of time inside of the bathroom. We might be spending 5 minutes out of 24 hours in a day inside of this little cubicle, so it really doesn't matter. They would prefer to have the space and have the airy feel around inside of the whole rest of the caravan and just sacrifice in this corner. Now, if that's not for you, if you're not about sacrificing on your bathroom and you want the best of the best, the next one I'm about to show you will be the E5 layout. And again, that would be the most popular. That's a separate shower, separate toilet, but we have to go up another size in the van. Alrighty, so to keep all of the families engaged through this video, I've decided to just go up in order of number, not in layout of caravan. So here, I'm at ensuite number 5. Now, ensuite number 5 is the most common ensuite fitted inside of our family layout. So this particular caravan I'm in is a 21'6" Family Leader Gold LE. Separate shower, and then separate bunks on the opposite side. So what you'll notice straight away, I'm standing on one side of the caravan. So the ensuites that we've gone through so far are all at the back of the caravan. So they're running across a caravan. This one is running kind of lengthways with the caravan. It's just off to one side as we have the bunks on the opposite side. So we have a sliding door here that obviously closes and blocks in the ensuite. What we'll notice is a much smaller storage facility inside of this layout because we just don't have as much real estate to play with. So we've got one overhead pantry here. We've got our smaller basin and then some storage down the bottom. Again, not for this video, but outside, inside of the main body of the caravan, you have a lot more storage in the family van, but the ensuite, in ensuite number 5, is limited with our storage inside of a family caravan. Now that is to ensure that we still give you the separate shower and the separate toilet and not take up too much room. Okay, so next up, this is still an E5 ensuite, but whether you want to call this maybe E5.5, it'll be on your plans and specs as E5 and then a little X. Now what this is, it's an open ensuite layout. So what we've done is we've removed this partition wall to give more space. So again, we're getting feedback from our clients saying in the E5 ensuite, the one I just shown you, there's not a great deal of room to be able to get dried once you jump out of the shower. It's quite a skinny little area as it is down one side of the caravan. So what we had a client ask is for us to remove the wall and then fit a curtain here instead. As I said, every time we're showering, the kids are out of the bunk room anyway. So we've done this as a custom design for a customer, and it is now forms part of our standard offering because it's been so popular. So for people that are wanting a little bit more room, the location of all the items is exactly the same. So the toilet's in the same spot. It's the same size cabinet up the top, cupboard down the bottom, same size vanity, same size shower. Everything here's the same. Only difference in the E5X is that we've removed the wall and sliding door, and we've given you a curtain here. Again, a lot of people just take this curtain out. They don't even use it, okay? So for people that, again, when they're in showering or using the toilet, the bunks aren't getting used, they just remove this and they take advantage of this sliding door coming through here. Okay, before we jump out of this particular one, I think it's important to note that it is slightly wider here as well in this entrance. So again, the line of sight coming down from where the wall would be gives you just a little bit more width here in this entry. You'll see on the back wall, now this is a conversation for another day, but this particular washing machine layout gives you the wall mount washing machine and then a full bank of drawers underneath, so 4 big drawers underneath. We won't go into that in this particular video as we'll stay focused on the bathroom and ensuite designs. Maybe next time we'll go through washing machine and rear cupboard designs, but this particular one, just worth noting in behind us that we put in here the wall mount washing machine with the bank of 4 drawers underneath. So you don't have hanging space at the back in this particular layout. Everything is in drawers. But again, it's a great use of space. It opens it up just that little bit more and makes it a little bit more open and airy. Nice space to get dressed, nice space to dry yourself when you jump out of the shower. So moving on next, we are going to jump into ensuite E6, and this just happens to be one of my favorites. Moving along, we come into ensuite 6 or E6. And this particular ensuite is more of a center style ensuite, and this can be found inside of our 22-foot double door bunk van. Okay, so you'll see with this layout, the bunks are at the rear of the caravan. We then have the ensuite through kind of more of the center. It's kind of just off to one, well, probably 2/3 of the way down the caravan, and then we move up into the main living area. So this one, ensuite number 6, this is probably my favorite ensuite, if I'm honest with you. It gets the washing machine out of it because we can put the washing machine up with the kids in the bunk area. Has a little bit more storage and just a little bit more space to be able to get changed, get dressed, etc, etc. So you've got 2 sliding doors on this because it's more of a center ensuite. So sliding the door across here at the front, sliding the door across here at the back. You have a huge big shower, so you'll see as we open that up, that is nice and large there. This particular one fitted with the gold tapware as well, which is really, really classy. 2 overhead cupboards here at the top, 3 cupboards down the bottom, and plenty of room around the toilet. Coming on in now to Ensuite 7 or E7. This is back inside of a 2-berth van. So this is a beautiful big 22-foot rear club lounge van. Now again, earlier in this episode, I spoke to you around layout dependent, and this Ensuite is as beautiful as it is very much layout dependent to this 22-foot center ensuite layout. This van has a flat floor, meaning we have no wheel arches to contend with inside of the bathroom. We've got a heap of storage here inside of this particular vanity cupboard. We've got a nice big basin. We've got a drawer here in underneath, as well as a front load washing machine down on the floor. Plenty of room to move in around your toilet, and again, similar to the E6, that nice large shower door. So again, this is in the 22-foot rear club layout, and this is known as E7 or Ensuite number 7. Okay, so up next, I've jumped into a Supreme territory, and this one we actually fitted with the Ensuite 8. Now, this is not as common. This is taken from our E1 Ensuite way back when we started. The biggest differences you'll see here is we've removed this tower. So for some of you, you come in and you let us know the feedback is it's a little bit cramped in here. So what we've actually done is we've removed the tower, added one overhead cupboard, and we put the washing machine in underneath this lift up lid. Okay, so as opposed to having to open the door like we did in the E1 Ensuite to access our top load washing machine, it is all here under this lift up lid. What it also does is just give you a little bit more bench space here in this ensuite area. So very similar size to the E1 where we started. Everything else is the same with the shower size, our cupboards here on the outside, our bank of drawers, that is all the same. It's just we've removed this block here at the end, give you a little bit more bench space and another overhead cupboard. So if you've gotten this far along in the video, well done to you. We're up to Ensuite number 10. Now E10 is in another one of our family layouts, a very common family layout in the 19-foot 6 variant. So this particular caravan has the east-west bed and also has the full separate shower and toilet. So earlier on we showed you the E4 Ensuite, which gives you an island bed and a combo shower toilet. This is for people wanting a smaller length bunk van. We put the bed east-west, okay, and then we can still give you the full ensuite. So as we have a look inside of this ensuite here, you'll notice a few differences in the E10. Again, it is smaller than the E5 in physical space, but it's a really well thought out. The shower is against the back wall with a sliding door. So as opposed to taking up space with a swinging opening door, we have a sliding door on the shower. Just a better use of space means we can have the toilet just that little bit closer again. So the toilet on the outside, so as you've seen in the E4, that's on the inside. Here, the toilet's on the outside. 2 overhead cupboards at the top. You've got your vanity here. You've got 2 drawers and a little space underneath for towels or bath mats or anything like that. And then obviously 2 nice big doors down the bottom. So quite a bit of space inside of the Ensuite number 10. Again, it is separate shower, separate toilet in a smaller 19-foot 6 caravan. Okay, so as you'll see when I'm standing here, it is a little bit tight. Again, I'm not the biggest bloke going around. You can kind of see I'm bumping my elbows on both sides. That is because the separate shower and separate toilet is wider, meaning it comes out more into the walkway than the E4 that you've seen earlier in this video, where that being a combined shower and toilet, we could tuck it more back up in the corner and cut some angles, creating a bit more space here in this walkway. But you still get your nice big bunks here on the door side of the caravan. You've still got, again, your storage area up the back, as well as your floor mount washing machine or your front load washing machine in that 4 kilo down the bottom as well. So again, compromises need to be made when you want to go small inside of a family caravan, but I think we've absolutely nailed it with this E10 Ensuite, giving you separate shower, separate toilet, not having to have the washing machine in there. You will see some layouts, they'll put the washing machine wall mount above the toilet. Now again, you may say that's a great use of space, but until you want to sit on the toilet, you're always leaning forward. You've got that washing machine touching on the back of your head. I've seen some manufacturers do that layout. I'm not a massive fan. We prefer to keep the washing machine out here in underneath the wardrobe and free all that space up inside of the E10 Ensuite. So I'd like to say that we've saved the best for last with our E11, but I don't know if I can say it with a straight face. But what it is a great use of space. Now we are inside of an 18-foot single axle bunk van. Now that's right, we've been able to build an 18-foot single axle bunk van. How have we done it? We put an east-west bed across the front. We've put the bunks across the back with a small entry here, and there's tiny little separate shower, separate toilet in the middle. Now again, I say tiny because it is tiny in comparison to the rest that I've just gone through and shown you across the rest of this video. But this particular one, we've had to use concertina doors because we cannot fit sliding doors in such a small space. Again, this is an 18-foot bunk van. This has got so much in it for such a small caravan. But again, for those of you that don't mind doing a number 2 whilst doing the dishes, this could be a perfect alternative for you because it is quite close. But hey, the concertina doors do give you a degree of privacy and block it out. But I'm not sure if I'm a fan, but it serves a purpose. Okay, so a bit of humour to finish us off there, but again, in all seriousness, it is well thought out for the space that we've got. So we've got 2 overhead cupboards here in the top, our basin, we've got 3 cupboards down the bottom. There is still more than enough space in around the toilet. If I take a seat down there, I've still got plenty of room to be able to move. And for privacy, we do have a concertina door fitted across like so. So again, when you are in there, you do have the privacy away from the rest of the family, although it is a small van. So in something like this, chances are you're going to be spending most of your time on living in the outdoors, which is where we all should be, to be honest. This one here also has the sliding door, like the E10 ensuite, so the sliding door into the shower cavity. Again, we don't quite have the real estate to be able to having a hinged swinging door, so we fitted it with the sliding door. But there's a whole heap of room in here. It is still quite a big shower. So for those of you that are wanting absolutely everything in a small van, or you may have some towing limits or restrictions on your tow vehicle, meaning you cannot have quite a big caravan, this 18-foot single axle bunk van with the E11 ensuite is again the best of a small little space to still give you a separate shower and separate toilet. Okay guys, so that's it for today's episode of Adventure Ready, where we've just walked you through all the different bathroom designs inside of our Supreme and Leader Caravans here at Adelaide RV. As I mentioned earlier on in this episode, each bathroom is layout dependent. So unfortunately, we can't just pop any old bathroom in any layout. You'll need to chat to the team here at Adelaide RV to see what is possible with your particular order, with your particular layout, and exactly what bathroom you do have the choice of. But as you can see, there is a whole heap of choices, and we're continuing to innovate and design new alternatives, just like the little E11 I've just shown you, to be able to maximize space. Guys at Supreme and Leader Caravans, they're committed to always innovating and coming up with new ideas, but we love your feedback. So make sure, if you've been following this channel for a while, make sure you hit the subscribe button, pop a comment down in the comment section, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. This is an awesome community of close to 10,000 of you now that have subscribed and are enjoying the content that we're putting out. So it's been a hot minute since I've been on here. I've loved bringing this episode to you. Make sure you tell your friends, share it, like it, comment it, do all the things to keep you adventure ready. But guys, keep traveling, keep having a whole heap of fun. Don't take life too seriously. And until next time, stay adventure ready.